Well, that concludes our evening, because that was my whole presentation. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Rodney. I want to actually bring my husband up. I want everyone who's a guest here tonight to hear our story. I think it's important. I'm not going to go through a ton of slides tonight, because I think this is really important that every one of you here who is a guest hears about how lives have been impacted. There are many people in this room whose lives have been impacted by the products, and we're going to do some live testimonies tonight. That really makes me, it makes my heart sing when I hear stories of people and their changed health, and that's really exciting. What we're doing in Kibana is giving people their health back and giving them better quality of life. More importantly, for Don and I, we came into this business completely decimated by the construction business and real estate. So I know there's many of you in the room now who either know someone who's been hurt really badly by this economy, and many of us have seen our income shrink. We've lost a lot of the things that we used to have. Our disposable income has either gone to nothing or close to it. A lot of us aren't vacationing as much. Gas prices are up, food prices are up. So for Don and I, back in 2008, when that crash happened, we really quickly saw our income drop, and the bank stopped loaning, and our construction business by 2009, early 2010, had almost gone belly up. So we have 2 children, we have a mortgage just like everyone, and we just didn't know where we were going to turn. Debbie DeMayo, where are you? Debbie DeMayo, just raise your hand. Debbie DeMayo is why I joined the business. She and Albert, who is right in front. Debbie's husband is our accountant, and he knows about the businesses we have. We own several small businesses, and Lou and Deb said to us, we love you guys. We want you to take a look at a company called Kibana. Now, when I first heard it was network marketing, I was like, you know, my mom's done RBI, I know people have done lots of these things, and I've seen people do very well, and I've seen people not, and I just thought, you know what, I don't have a lot of time. That was my excuse. Very, very busy with 3 businesses running and 2 children, and I'm thankful that Debbie didn't assume that I was too busy, because what happened was the night that Albert came to our house, this was us. Oh, let's get this over with. We're going to miss our favorite show. Why did we have them come over on a Sunday night? We really didn't want to see the presentation. That is because we were ignorant to the fact of what was being put in front of us. About 30 minutes in, he was finished with the presentation. I looked at Albert, and what did I say, Albert?
I can do that.
I can do that. He flipped a few pages, told me the story of Kibana. I looked at Don, and we told them to give us a second. And Don looked at me, and he said, if this hits as big as I think it's going to hit, we will never forgive ourselves for not giving it a shot. And he goes, so can you run with it? Because I don't have any time. Oh yeah, I'll run with it. So Albert told me what to do. It was very simple. He grabbed arms with me, Debbie grabbed arms, and Maureen and Jerry did. And as a team, they taught me what to do because I'd never done it before. And in the first 8 weeks in the business, we broke the company record and have had an amazing run. And what that has translated to for a changed life for us is we now have a little over 1,500 distributors underneath us. If you've never been in network marketing before, when you have leverage working for you, that means you are making money 24/7. So if you want to take a week off, if you want to go, my dad was having surgery. I worked from the hospital room. A couple people called me when I was at Bridgeport Hospital. My dad was going through a big surgery, and they're like, "I just signed someone in. We just did it," and boom, my business was running without me. And I love this business for that. So not only has the income been incredible, we've been able to sell one of our businesses. We were able to close my other business, and now we are about to, I hope in the next 6 months, close our construction business, and we have never been happier. This took us from literally despair to a place where we have hope. We're excited about every day. We're paying off debt in huge chunks. We have met hundreds of people who are in our family. There's so many of you here that if you can look at you, I'll cry because I love you all dearly. If you have a life that is boring, if you are depressed about where this economy is going, don't wait. It has been so tremendous for us. We are in love with the team, in love with the company, and we're in love with the fact that we can pay our bills every month, and we're able to, right now, plan to retire my husband, and that is what's exciting. So I am working this hard. Yes, this is my full-time job now, but 25 hours a week instead of working 40 hours and being owned by someone in corporate America. That's my background. There's been a never better business for me to be in. I would never go back to working 9 to 5 again. And there are so many people. Raise your hand if you're on the team, anyone's team at Kibana, and you are working in another business while you're building your Kibana business. Guys, that's what most people do. They work their Kibana business part-time while they're working their full-time career, and then eventually your income can raise it up enough to where you can exit out of what you're currently doing. That's my dream. My dream is to not only do that, but it's to get him out of that as well. So we're very close to hitting that. And I'm going to have Don just give his story too as well, and then we'll go through the slides a bit.
Yes, I'll just keep it brief. I just wanted to tell everybody that it's really an incredible opportunity, because I, for one, never thought we would be doing this. Someone asked me if I would ever be doing network marketing, and I would just say keep an open mind. It's an incredible opportunity. It's changed our lives. As Danielle said, you can do this business full-time, roughly about 20 hours a week, which is half, or in some cases even less than that. Some people are doing 60, 80 hours a week in their normal jobs. So this gives you time to do things also. And I speak for many other women out there. I've always been time bankrupt. It's not just the money. I mean, the money is phenomenal, but it's also you have a little more time now to do things together. And sometimes it's tough to. I was having a tough time just to get to my son's baseball game, and now I could do that a little bit easier. So without being stressed out so much doing that. So that there's things that money can't buy, things like that. So it's been a great opportunity for all of us to and everyone on our team, as Danielle said, we've met people in this business that are going to be friends for the rest of our lives. I mean, some of our closest friends have come to for the last 2 years of our lives. So it's been the benefits to this business are too many to even possibly count. It really has been a great experience.
Right, so what I'm going to do now, before we bring up some live testimonies, I'm going to go through a few of the slides for the guests that are here, because it's important that you see what we're about, and you can see it, I think visually is really important. I'm watching you guys, I'm sorry, I like to do my hands a lot. So. All right, so you all know what Rodney said was best. I mean, that is it right there. I consider myself an entrepreneur since a very young age. I've started a lot of businesses from scratch. My mom reminded me the other day that I started a nail salon in our house at 16 and was doing Lumet. Some of you ladies may remember the gel nails when they first came out. I was doing them for my mom's friends and making money to buy what, I have no idea. So for someone who's an entrepreneur, when you see something like Ivana come across your desk, you know it's not going to come around twice in your lifetime. And so what I saw, it got us to the point that night we couldn't sleep. We did not have the money to join. It took us a few days to borrow the money. But we've been able to turn that initial investment over 170 times in the last 22 months. So if that tells you the return on your investment is huge, you put the work in and you team up with us, you can take it to any level you'd like. Yvonne's the Black Swan. Rodney really went into this. This excited me because if everyone knows what an iPod is, yes, we all do. That was while Sony was asleep at the wheel, here Apple comes out with something that was going to fix that problem with the piracy online, with the music, and they come up with this little thing. Now, for those of you who know Jerry Campisi, the guests do not, Jerry Campisi is a mentor to all of us. He's one of our master IBOs. He actually was privy to the Japanese company that makes the parts for iPods. And he knew, and told his friends, buy some stock in that company. If you had bought stock in the company that makes the parts for iPods, you think you would have made some money? Think a lot of you would have been retired? Absolutely. So for Don and I, we saw something, and it was really my husband looking at me. He goes, listen, whenever I've heard about a network marketing company, it was always when it had already hit its peak. And that was the truth. The only company that I've ever seen was Kivana. That had everyone else I had already known. It was through California, through Texas. This was huge because we were hearing about it first. That excited me. I wanted to be on the ground floor. I wanted to be someone who, 10 years from now, could be sipping out of one of those little, what are those, umbrella drinks and saying, you know what, I helped get that company off the ground. That's the blessing of getting in early. Company growth, we hold the record right now in the industry, 1.3 million on our first day. So I asked one of our owners, why is that? Why do we have the company record? There's tens of thousands of network marketing companies. Why? And he said, because when the buzz got out that our 5 owners and the doctors, the top doctors in the world that had come in to get together, when everyone heard that those guys were starting a new company and that they had already had success building multi-million and billion-dollar companies, everyone wanted a piece of it on day one. That makes sense. So if we had known these guys, we would have done the same. We've had some pretty incredible growth. What excited me, being that my goal was to be debt-free, when I heard the company was debt-free, how many companies do you know right now that aren't swimming in debt? We are capitalized to the tune of millions. That's huge. It's really important to know, and I'm excited about the way they grow this company and they spend their money wisely, which is really important. We have a lot of success. This magazine here is a national magazine that we're going to raffle one off tonight that we were featured in. And those are 5 gold medals, 11 Olympians now in the company, many pro NFL players. We've got XFC fighters, golf legends, golf trainers. It's incredible how many people are really being drawn in because of the peak performance that comes from using these products and because they want to be a part of taking this company global, which is exciting. So, there's, with the boyish good look on me. Now, Craig, I have to say, one of my faves. Sorry, Rodney. Craig is Craig is a riot. He's one of the funniest guys that we have ever met. You never know if he's serious or not, but he's our chief marketing officer. And when I tell you these guys are like family men, we've had the pleasure of knowing them for almost 2 years, and I can tell you, I've worked for some pretty big guys that were millionaires, and I have never, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, guys, these guys are, they're our family. They treat us like we're family, and that's important. You don't want to be around a bunch of stuffy suits, and that they are not. We've got Justin Banner, amazing as well. He is our Chief Strategy Officer, Product Specialist, always there for us as well. Devin Glazier. Where's Lynn?
He really cares.
He really cares. We're fully invested in your CR. And last but not least, they're the largest brand, right? We're talking about 5 men, unparalleled in the industry. Our CEO ran McKesson Pharmaceutical for 20 sales officer, 10 in less than years. What do you know about these guys? Another thing that you should know is Derek spent 20 years in the natural products industry before coming to Kivana and pairing up with the other 4. These guys have built all of these brands and done really amazing things. If you don't know Nu Skin is over 24 years old, if I'm correct, in over 40 countries, and is supposed to this year do over $2 billion. And last year I think they did 1.4, having a really great growth. So these are the companies that our guys have built. They know what they're doing. You want to be with guys who know what they're doing and are going to do it again. They paired up with some of the biggest doctors in the world. Dr. Lehman is the number one, not number 5, not number 10, number 1 doctor in the world for metabolism, diabetes, sports nutrition, obesity, you name it. He's the gentleman who actually created the new plate look, which is to help you burn fat, or we can go back to the old pyramid where we all got fat. That is gone. So when you see the new plate look, you can know that that's Dr. Lehman's 32 years of research, has published almost 100 peer-reviewed articles. I know nothing about reading those, but I can tell you guys, when you do about 10, you're a guru. He's done almost 100. So he's an amazing man. There are people actually, and Chris, I know you can vouch, Maureen, there are people who have joined the company, and as soon as they heard Dr. Lehman was in, they have a medical background, they've studied him for years, they're like, say no more. If this guy is in your company, he's on your scientific advisory board, he's putting products out, I'm in. So it's exciting to see that he's drawing in so many people. We have 3 product systems on the market, and now we're going to do some testimonies because I want you to know how these impact health and why it's so exciting for us to see the growth we're seeing. The first system is metabolic. I call it the 3-tier right now that we have. We have 3 tiers, 3 product systems. First is metabolic. We're going to correct metabolism. We're going to put lean muscle mass on the body, balance blood sugar, get rid of cravings, and it's going to build lean muscle mass for those who don't need to lose weight. So if you're looking to put weight on, you have a lot of bodybuilders, fitness competitors now using it, just to get rid of the fat and put on muscle. What happens when you have more muscle on your body than you do now? You burn more fat, you burn more calories. See, there's no real crazy thing that goes on here. The science is simple. The more muscle we put on your body, the more calories you burn every day. So our system does that, and that's Dr. Lehman's research. And he did 18 months of human clinical trials on this system. You usually see 7 to 10 if you're lucky with a natural product. So it's really exciting to see what he did. And it's a 90-day program to correct metabolism. We've got people that are over 500 pounds. I know Becky is a fitness trainer and choreographer. She's got so many people on the product system. But she's got a gentleman who's at 500 pounds, and we've got people who are underweight, like Joe Millardo, who we're going to have come up tonight, who will talk to you about putting on 22 pounds of lean muscle mass in the last 6 months. There are 4 products in the system, the metabolic shakes, metabolic bars, and resist and boost. So the shakes and the bars are meal replacements. These are giving you everything, macro balance, everything you need to get your body into fat burning mode, but also producing lean muscle mass. And when I heard the science, I was a little shocked that Dr. Lehman came on stage and he said that 1 shake a day is equal to 1 hour of cardiovascular exercise on a treadmill. 1 shake. That's producing in the muscle enough ATP to burn more calories. Does that excite people? I'm not telling you to not work out. This is just a little disclaimer. You're actually going to have more energy and you're going to want to move. I want you to tell Alice's story really quick because Alice isn't here tonight. But if I had pictures of Alice, I would I'd put them on. We're waiting for her new after picture.
Yeah, she just dropped another size.
It's insane. If you guys, well, for those of you who saw Alice on Facebook, she was in the size 20-something. She's short.
She's all right. Yeah. She was in probably like 24, 26. She was a very, very big woman, very unhealthy, had five boys. Her husband passed away about a year and a half ago now, and she decided she had to fix herself for her boys, and she started doing Kibana. I think it's been about a little over a year, maybe about 14 months now. She just came to my house yesterday because she wanted to take my spin bike because she's like a crazy exercise girl now, but that's just recently. She's down to a size 10-12. Feels amazing, absolutely amazing. Looks amazing, but it's not just her weight, and she's not skinny fat. Right. She's toned, and going from size 24, 26 to a 10-12, that's a lot of weight to lose. So she's got no knee pain, no hip pain. Her demeanor's changed, everything's changed. She has crazy energy. And if anybody's from Clinton and knows her 5 boys, they're maniacs. So for her to keep up, they're always at my house, that's how I know. For her to keep up with her boys, and she does. She's out shooting hoops, she's out playing ball, and she's got her boyfriend. But I do want to say that whole first year, she did nothing but walk. Her body was in such bad shape, she was in such pain just getting out of bed. So it isn't like she started working out like crazy. 1 solid year, she walked, and then she walked farther and farther and farther, and it wasn't until just after Christmas I gave her my spin bike, and that was the first time she's done anything besides walking and still lost all her weight.
Can you tell them though, because I found this to be exciting about the program. I don't know how many of you, I'm Italian, we like to eat in Italy here.
What her plan is?
I was shocked at the fact that she had so little money coming in because her husband passed away. She really just did 2 shakes.
She does 2 shakes. She doesn't do bars.
No bars, oh.
She does 2 shakes, 2 boost.
Which is a fat burner.
Which is the fat burner, and she does the essentials, which Danielle will talk about. She does a couple a day of the green essentials. And then she eats whatever her boys eat for dinner. So if it's pizza, she eats pizza. If it's grilled cheese, she eats whatever her kids eat. She can't really go out of her way. And when I tell you her 5 boys are all some of the top athletes in town, I mean, they're so busy. I have 4 kids, and I'm very, very busy. And she just puts everybody to shame that she's at every game, and her life is crazy being a single parent. So she eats what she can eat, and she consistently does her 2 shakes though, her boost, and then
she never quit it. She stayed with it.
No, she stayed with it.
So she stayed with it, and when I saw her photo, every time I've seen her, I see her every 2 to 3 months, she shrinks. And to see her now, when I saw the photos, because I haven't seen her live recently, when I saw the photos and I saw her collarbone, and I saw her standing in her garage kind of like in this little cute pose. Her waist is tiny, she's spinning now, she got her life back. That's what consistently using the products does. You can't start a program and stop and expect it to work for you. You've got to stay with it, and this system has really changed her life and many others. So the Boost is our natural fat burner. I'm in love with this stuff. 3 times the weight was lost by those who used 2 Boosts a day during the 18 months of human clinical trials. So 3 times the weight, think about that. So just by taking one of those before each shake, 2 pills a day, 30 minutes before your shakes, you're going to burn more fat, get that metabolism ripping. All right, I'm going to have, where is Carol? Sorry, yes, please come up. Carol has an incredible testimony, so does her dad. I want you guys to just listen to Carol. She's grown a great team. She wanted nothing to do with Kibana, if you don't mind me saying that. Nothing to do with Kibana, but my dear friend Stefania, who I met through Kibana, has become a dear friend of mine, is a client of Carol, and Carol's a hairstylist. Dave owns the salon. We have Martha, where are you? Pretty much the whole salon. Salon Elite, amazing. They do a great job. That's why they look very beautiful tonight. But I want Carol to tell her story because so many people, they shun things at first and no, I don't want to hear it. And she finally gave in. And her testimony has really rocked my team and our company because I'm in love with the results she's had with our core system, with our metabolic system, and with Prime. All right, so take it away. Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Yes, I was introduced to founded by a client of mine, Stefania. It took about 5 months for me to actually sit and listen to her. But the reason why I did was I was going through some health issues which we couldn't figure out what it was. So as I was telling her my health issues, she would just say to me, just try this. They're, you know, my doctors didn't know what to do or give me. I pretty much did pretty much every test. They came out with high levels of thyroid. We took medication for that. That wasn't the cause. I was waking up with numbness in my fingers and toes. During my lunchtime, I would have to take a nap. Now I have 2 small children, so it's very difficult for me to come home and take a nap. And I was going into depression. It was very awful. We did more blood tests. We found out that I had very high levels of mercury. We pretty much don't know how I got that. The doctors, the physician pretty much looked at me and said, I've never come across this. I really don't know how to treat this. Go back to the other doctor that took the test, which I thought would be my physician. He would be the one to control it. So going back to the other doctor, he pretty much said the same thing and said, let's test you in another month, see what happens. Well, of course, I Googled that, and it scared me because they said my levels was extremely high, not even high, extremely high. And I saw the effects that it could cause. So I talked to Stefania again. I said, okay, you know what, let's do this. They can't give me anything. I'm not going to sit and wait for a month and have it destroy my liver or my kidney or, you know, I wasn't sure what could happen. And the scary part was is where I live actually called me, and they had to be notified, the city I lived in, of my high levels. And they were curious to know how I got it. So there I knew it was very bad and severe. So I said to Stephanie, you know, I'm going in on it just for the product. I really don't think I'm going to do the business aspect, but let me do the product. So I went and I started with I pretty much did everything, but I knew the detox is what I needed to probably cleanse. In probably 4 days with taking the products, I didn't have any more numbness in my fingers and toes, no more naps. My depression was completely gone. The color was coming in my face. The shakes, I was losing weight, which, you know, I just went on the shakes just to think that maybe my sugar levels were off or just to gain some, I wanted to lose weight because I had baby weight, but my whole, everything changed. To being a hairdresser, clients coming in extremely like shocked of how different I look. So it was a great feeling. So I went in a month later to get tested for the mercury, and they were in shock. They said, wow, it's extremely low. Come back in 2 weeks. I said, okay. They asked me what I'm doing. I said, I started this all natural company, and pretty much they showed it, didn't want to know nothing about it. Just, you know, continue what you're doing. Went back 2 weeks later, and it was completely gone. So it's amazing. Detox, I actually just took one a day, and it didn't, like I said, it was my levels were extremely high, so taking one a day completely got rid of it. And I still get tested because every time I go get blood work done, I make them test my mercury level because I just want to make sure. And yeah, and all my thyroid level is perfect, and my sugar level is perfect, and my the numbness is what was terrible, and what my doctor said is poor circulation, which once again, there's nothing we can do about that. So with Kivana products, it took care of all my symptoms, and I feel great.
So the system that you see before you, this is one that's near and dear to my heart, because these 4 products, I call this the reboot your system. There's not a person in here who doesn't need a reboot of their body. I don't care how old you are, but what we're, the toxins that are coming at us daily, what we're breathing in, what we're eating and drinking, this system reboots your digestive system, gets good bacteria in your gut with our probiotic, which is fantastic. Then the detox, which Carol was talking about, is getting rid of the heavy metals and contaminants in the body, radioactive elements, and free radicals. So that's going to really help your skin look good, cleanse you, get rid of that junk. I take one a day for life. My husband does as well. Some people like to do a detox quarterly, so you don't have to use it daily. For defense, this has been a huge, I mean, I know we've gone through like 6 bottles just this winter in our home. We're all borrowing from each other. Defense is 6 medicinal mushrooms. It's such a powerful product because it's boosting the immunity. And it's like supercharging your immunity. So I love it because if anyone's coming down with, my husband's a perfect testimony. He has not been sick in 22 months of us being in Kivana. He was always good for getting either pneumonia or pleurisy or bronchitis. And for 22 months, when he starts getting sick, he does exactly what most of us do, right? We take 3 or 4 in the morning, we wait 3 or 4 hours later, take a few more, and next day you're feeling fantastic. So I don't want to make claims on any of our products. I want to make sure you understand that. I want to give you live testimonies. But for us, specifically in our family, we've seen huge, huge changes in our immunity, which is really exciting. So the defense is awesome for anybody, but this winter, when you're going through winters, or you work in a hospital, or you work in a school, this product is one of my best sellers on my team as well. Core Essentials, I just had it out and I walked away from it. You see it? Core Essentials is, I would suffice to say to everyone, this is like our crown jewel, right? I mean, we have more coming, more new products coming out in a few weeks. This little package, when you pour it on your tongue, it's in your body. Within 5 to 10 minutes, it's in your bloodstream. But it's such a powerful product, and this excites me because I want you to raise your hand if the Essentials has changed or improved your health. Thank you. That is tremendous. And mine up as well. So the Essentials, it does so many things, but this is a Chinese herb, and Dr. Oz, if anyone knows Dr. Oz in here, he talked about Gynostema pentaphyllum twice on his show last year, and his statement was, it is the most powerful adaptogenic herb on the face of the earth right now. It blows away Korean ginseng. It's 45 times more powerful than that. Very cool. So you can go to his website, you can see some of the clips on Gynostema pentaphyllum. We are the only company that was able to bring it out in a palatable form. You can take Gynostema pentaphyllum, aka the immortality herb. Maureen and I can go have a cup of tea. We're going to probably not like the taste because it tastes horrible, but it has amazing medicinal benefits. So I'm just going to give my husband's testimony really quickly. He has not only Lyme disease that went undetected for many years, and you know that can do a lot to the body. He also has a lot of arthritis, being a football player and contractor and just thinking he's Superman like most men do. So, so when we got into the company, we had already spent over $10,000 on natural product doctors. We were shipping high doses of cod liver oil. We were going for bioresonance. We were doing all this stuff because he refused to get on a certain pharmaceutical that one of the side effects was really too big for us to want to risk. That was just our personal thing. And he was stubborn. I said, babe, you just need to feel better. You've got to sleep. You're not feeling well. Just take something. Kivana came. I had no idea because Debbie never even mentioned it. It was simply, come listen. When we heard that this could help with his pain and inflammation, he gave it a shot. He goes, I'll believe it when I see it, Danielle. And sure enough, about, 7 days in, he started feeling something. But by the 21st day, about 3 weeks in the morning, opening and closing his hands without stiffness, not getting out of bed really slow and having to take a really hot shower just to get loose. So for those of you with pain, inflammation, Dave, I'm just going to go quickly on you so we save time. Knee swelling, fluid on the knee that was bothering you at 51.
Surgery.
Canceled his surgery. My husband's carpal tunnel surgery, canceled. That has not come back. Maureen, if I'm correct, yours has not either. Your carpal tunnel, that's an inflammatory condition. So it's one of the most powerful things that I've ever seen, but I love the fact that it does other things. Chris, your blood pressure went down. I don't know the numbers. Like, oh, sorry. I said blood pressure. Cholesterol went down from 262 to 151. Kathy Schoenberg. Where is she? Yeah, I'm not used to being without my glasses. Kathy Schoenberg, your cholesterol went from?
356 to 213 in 5 weeks.
In 5 weeks on 2 a day.
Yes.
Anyone else who's had something they can quick raise their hand just so we keep it moving? Leah.
I had migraines for 30 years.
Migraines for 30 years.
I haven't had one migraine since I started on it.
And this was a normal thing, your migraines?
Yes, for 30 years.
Adrian, too. She's from the Cape. Anyone else want to give a quick testimony on core or the essentials?
Plantar fasciitis.
Say it again?
Plantar fasciitis.
Plantar fasciitis. I've actually heard that from a few. I've heard restless leg syndrome. I've heard asthma, allergies. I'm completely off my Nasonex. Anyone else?
I have a customer who doesn't have Raynaud's anymore.
Raynaud's, Debbie too. Debbie, her Raynaud's, that was from the Prime. Are you talking core?
Core.
Really? Okay, because I saw it with Debbie when you started the Prime. We're going to get into that next. So when I tell you the system, go ahead.
Tendinitis.
Tendinitis. Okay, awesome. So a lot of, go ahead.
Well, this is not for the core, it's for the detox.
Okay.
But I'm extremely ADD,
Yes.
and I
Okay.
take that 3 times a day, 2 pills, and I can focus, and there's no fog, no nothing.
That is something I hear all the time. We have anyone knows my son Lorenzo? Yes, all of you know he's a rowdy little guy. He's adorable, but definitely was starting to exhibit some symptoms that the school was saying to us. He's a little young to test him, but we think he's pretty much ADD. And we were putting him in timeout 24/7. I mean, guys, it would be, you're out of timeout, get back in. Okay, go back in. And it was to the point where I was out of my mind, and we weren't sure everyone's laughing, it's the truth. And we started him on the detox. We would just open it up, put it in his natural applesauce in the morning. Exactly. Don's laughing, but it was painful. And we started, within 6 days, we noticed a tremendous calming of his system. I don't even think we put him in timeout once a month now. And the school called us in, and I thought we were in big trouble. They're like, we need to discuss Lorenzo's future. Can you come in? I'm like, oh, God. Come in, they go, we don't know what's going on, but we've seen just a big change. We think he just matured overnight. And I'm like, no, it's core detox. It's the only thing we changed. So it was literally in a 4-week period. They saw such a big change. He started reading, finally, at 1st grade level. His math he's blowing through, and that was all stuff that we had to tutor him for. Many of you know I had to, the whole summer, I had to pay for tutoring, which is not cheap. He has stopped his tutoring. He's just getting a little extra help 1 day a week in school. So I could go on and on. Let's move on. We have one more system, and then we're going to wrap it up and bring up some other people. If I could have, is it okay, Scott? I know I didn't tell you, but can you come up? Scott, come. I'm totally giving him that little ambush, but I'm so pleased that he's here. If Darcy was here, my maidens would start running and would cry, because I just want you to just briefly tell who you are. I think it's huge that people understand what it is that you do, and I think it would be a great way to segue into crying after you're done.
Hi, my name is Scott Cook. My career is in the pharmaceutical industry. I've been in the industry for about 20 years, and I work with the FDA. I've been doing it for a long time, and I've worked with lots of companies in the industry. And one of the things when I first got involved with Ivana was I wanted nothing to do with it. I had to really kind of tell them. My wife came to me and said, "Hey, would you be interested in looking at this company?" And I said, "I don't think so." But she wouldn't listen, so she kept pushing. And I said, "Do you understand if I get involved in this organization, it will totally take my career down in my reputation?" Also, this year I was elected president for the Society of National Quality Assurance. Elected by my peers, and so I've spent my whole life in the pharmaceutical industry. When I was introduced to Ivana, I really got to really dig down and find out what this company was really about. And when I did that, I really found out that this was the first time that I'd ever seen in this industry a natural products company that was bridging the gap between natural products and pharmaceutical. They were actually putting systems in place up front so you guys have actual safe, effective products. So that kind of blew me away, and I started getting it. And then actually, when we talk about testimonials, I don't talk about it, my wife usually does, but my son, has ADHD. And when we had him early on, when he was tested, we had him on pharmaceutical drugs, and he would have uncontrollable seizures and outbreaks. And a lot of it had to do with, I think, some of the side effects of the drugs. And we couldn't really turn to anybody at this point, and we were kind of desperate. And Darcy actually reached out and started doing a little research about the detox there, so we decided to go on. And within 3 days, we started to notice a difference. He actually started calming down. He was paying attention. He could actually read, because he was so consumed by the disease that he couldn't even focus. He couldn't make a decision of whether to take milk, water, whatever it was. He could not make a decision. And we saw an incredible result. And again, I don't claim anything. Obviously, in what I do for a living, one of the biggest problems in the natural products industry is they make false claims. And the FDA will come down on it. And you'll see it in the news every single day. They're recalling products and they're handling it. So this is just strictly a testimonial on my part, as everyone else here. It's something that you really got to pay attention to. And as Rodney indicated earlier, this is a company that is going to be historical. I've never seen a natural products company take it to this level ever in the industry in 20 years.
All right, let's get to the last system, Prime. We already talked about the athletes. Here are some testimonials, but you're seeing testimonials tonight live. That's 30 pounds down, 3.5 inches. This guy, I saw this on Facebook, that they posted it, and I mean, just look at I know, his before picture's a little crazy, but men, I don't know how you guys dropped that much weight in 90 days, but we're jealous, most ladies are jealous. But looks fantastic, looks healthier. The last system that came out last February. So this, in 3 weeks from now, we are going to convention, what, in 22 days? We're going to be out down in Atlanta. We're all very excited. If you're excited, give me some excitement here. We brought almost 70 people from our team. This year we're going to bring hopefully between 90 and 100. I'm very excited, and everybody's ramped up for it. And they're going to be releasing 2 new products, which I'm going to tell you about right now. See if everybody's paying attention. Would you like to know? No. All I know, this is all I know, is that they are coming out with a new add-on to the metabolic system, so a new product. Very exciting new research behind that. And they've come out with a new core product, so a 5th item in the core system. So it's really exciting. A lot of other systems are ready to go. So over the next few years, you're going to see us release new science and new products. That's what gives us long-term longevity, guys. We want to have this every time things start to slow down, release a new product system, hit a new element, hit a new disease or issue that's going on, and really be able to make waves in the natural product world. The last system that we released was last February, and it's Prime. Beck, just do your little Vanna White there, hold up the box. Prime is really amazing. I do not have high blood pressure, but I tested. I'm going to have, I want you to just, everyone here who has not been tested for their nitric oxide level in their life, some of you are going, what is nitric oxide? It's critical that you know this information. If that's the biggest thing that comes out of tonight, is that we helped you get your level normalized. It's critical to your health. So anyone who wants to get tested, here are the things. If you have not eaten in the last 2 hours, you may get tested, because if you went and had a big salad, or a big spinach salad, unfortunately, you're going to have a false positive. So we can just hand those around. Everyone's going to tear those open, put it right on your tongue. There's a little pad. Put that little pad on your tongue, get it wet. And then hold it up and match up the color. We're going to give you 2 minutes to do that.
Oh, you're just saying.
Do you want to turn this off?
So that little pad together.
No, she's
Can some of the IBOs go around and help everyone read the colors, please?
Yeah, so I have to.